queue, that would be great.
Good morning, Chairman Baining and members of the Ed Committee. I am Keith Gambill. I'm a music teacher with the Evansville-Vanderburgh School Corporation, and I serve as the Vice President of the Indiana State Teachers Association. House Bill 1253, under the proposed amendment, establishes a school-wide grant program to provide school employees firearms training and requires a guarantee to undergo a psychological evaluation along with other training requirements. ISTA acknowledges in the amendment that possession of a firearm on school property remains prohibited. That is a positive move. Secondly, ISTA acknowledges that this training is optional and voluntary. The bill does not require a school employee to complete a firearms instruction course. That said, ISTA maintains that arming teachers is not the appropriate answer to these kinds of safety concerns. This program is not without significant financial cost to the School Safety Fund, and ISTA raises the question as to whether this is the best use of the state's resources. The fiscal note stipulates the per employee recurring cost of a training described in this bill is somewhere in the vicinity of $750 per trainee, and that was at the minimum as reported earlier. There are several school safety bills moving this session, and ISTA appreciates these attempts to keep our Hoosier students safe in light of what has become a tragic rise in gun violence across the country, across all venues, including our schools. ISTA believes that the most appropriate and most effective approaches in schools get at the root causes of these incidents, including stronger mental health resources for students, trauma-informed strategies that address underlying issues students may have, and social-emotional learning frameworks that creates a healthier learning environment for everyone. These are long-term solutions to deeper problems, and they capitalize on what good teachers do best. Systems to avert these kinds of man-made tragedies might also include school resource officers, detectors and wands, reviews of ingress and egress into school buildings and onto school buses, technology acquisition such as cameras or door locking mechanisms, and so on. These tactics are designed to keep this element from ever entering a school building or classroom. At the end of the day, this is what makes schools safe. I believe I'm at the end of my time.
Representative Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, and I appreciate your testimony and your support for the amendments. During my testimony, I got up there and told how the Parkland shooter had been receiving mental health treatment for 7 years. The perpetrator at Sandy Hook had access and been receiving mental health treatment from Ivy League trained psychologists. We have mental health treatment in our schools today. We're pumping these kids full of psychotropic drugs that side effects may cause thoughts of suicide. Okay, so we have mental health treatment. You say you want to see more, okay, but that's no guarantee. We are locking down our schools to the best that we can. Okay, again, Richmond was locked down. Kid shot his way in. Sandy Hook was locked down. Kid shot his way in. What is ISTA's solution when all other measures have failed and we have an active shooter situation inside of a school?
Representative Lucas, I first want to say that I truly believe that you're bringing this legislation forward is that you want our schools safe. But we have to do better than simply saying that we are going to start arming our teachers on a regular basis. We have to do better than to suggest that a school superintendent makes the decision on should they hire the most qualified math teacher or the math teacher that will bring a gun into school. When you are making a decision whether or not you have a subpar teacher teaching math because they will carry a gun, that is not in the best interest of Hoosier students. We have a problem with school safety. But many of the items that you mentioned that occurred at Parkland were breakdowns in other systems than in the school. And we've got to take a look at those systems. What caused that breakdown? Why were things not taken care of? The systems were in place and there was a breakdown in that system. That should be investigated.
Representative Cook.
I might remind the speaker that the superintendent doesn't make those decisions. He makes recommendations. The school board that are elected representatives of the community make that decision. And I can't imagine a superintendent recommending someone with gun training first over math ability. But I think that's a
I
little
would certainly
extreme.
hope that that would be the case.
Seeing no further questions, thank you very much, Keith. Next, I have Lisa